This cupboard was created based on how I want to feel in the morning. It's full of perfumes, soaps that I've picked up on my travels, vintage and antique storage jars. It's a bit of a luxury, it's a bit indulgent, but it's one of my favourite rituals.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling.
If you're new to this account, I am Louisa and I am living in a DIY renovation. It may be difficult to see how lovely this cottage is going to look at the point of finish, but I've got grand plans on a budget, haven't we all? And this, my cupboard, was part of the grand plan for just what is a small shower room. I wanted it to feel grand and opulent. The shower room isn't finished. I was going to wait until it was finished to show you, but honestly, the contents of this cupboard and the cupboard bring me so much joy that I wanted to share it with you today. It's full of things with memory, things that I've collected. In fact, because we're living in a renovation, we've been collecting things for years, knowing that at some point they'll belong in this cupboard or somewhere else. And it's really nice to start putting things out. I also celebrated a big birthday a couple of years ago and I got some lovely toiletries which I've had stashed away as well. They've made their way into this cupboard. It's all sorts of things, and I thought what might be fun today is that as I give it a little dust as well as we're going, that I showed you some of the things that are in here and talked about where they came from, what they mean to me, and just how much they play a part in my everyday rituals. Let's start with the cupboard itself. It was bought at auction. We actually bought two. One's in the kitchen and the other one ended up here. Absolutely beautiful. We believe it's from around the 1920s. It was a shop display. It's actually been used more recently in a museum, but it was originally a shop display. It's got a lovely mirror in the back, and at some point we are going to put lights in it too. There was originally a light just up here. It will look absolutely beautiful when it's all lit up. Let's start off with the top shelf and work our way down. Got all sorts of things in here for all sorts of reasons. Now this was actually a present. It's an eyeshadow, but the packaging is so lovely that I don't want to use it. Not particularly my colour either, but I won't get rid of it because the packaging is just so special. It just lives up there for me to look at. There's some nice Crabtree and Evelyn soap for when the boot room is really nice and I want to put nice soap out. I'm sure you don't want to see every single item that's in here, but I do feel that everything has a meaning and a reason for being in here. This Norfolk Natural Living bath oil is actually waiting to go upstairs when we have a bathroom upstairs. This I seem to remember I won in an Instagram competition. Really fits in nicely. I've got another cupboard that's going upstairs that will perform in the same way but smaller for the upstairs bathroom. This lovely Jo Malone hand wash was a 50th birthday present. I know at some point I'm going to have to use this, but I just feel as though I don't want to at the moment. It does smell lovely. Blackberry and bay. I've got several vases in here. You'll see a glug jug and some vases. These ones I picked up at Petersham Nursery. I just thought they were so pretty. And they're in here because actually I do fill these with flowers and put them either in the bedroom or in the shower room. And I do love these little vintage measuring jugs as well, which I also fill with flowers. I thought it was nice to have them here so then I could just come and grab them. Oh, I've got to show you this. I love this. A while ago, Rowan picked this up at a car boot sale. It's a Womble soap. I've never used it, but it looks great under a little display dome. This is from the 70s. I used to love the Wombles in the 70s. It came in its original box. I've kept the box, and she saw it and thought that I might like it, and of course I love it. And that's just been waiting in a box until the cupboard was here, and now it lives in pride of place. When we bought these antique photograph developing trays, we thought that we were going to use them in the kitchen to serve salads. They never quite found their place. I think I was trying to keep them safe out of harm's way, which meant that they weren't easy to grab. But what they have done is found a place in the cupboard. Got, how many have I got here? 3. And they act as really nice little trays to just put things on. This has got an empty perfume bottle. My friend bought me this. Gosh, look at that one. That needs a dust. Where's my duster? My friend bought me this one. I will put something nice in there at some point. And then my pillow mist. Here, Mark's got a tray all of his own for his own fragrances. Fahrenheit, various bits and pieces. And then this is probably the main shelf that I use, but again it's dotted with all sorts of things. Here I have some very, very expensive English made soaps that Mark bought me for Christmas. They're from Pentreath and Hall. I saw them last year on the website. I've got a couple of them. I saw them last year on the Pentreath and Hall website and just thought they were amazing. All handmade. And I couldn't believe it when I got some for Christmas. I was so happy. I've taken them out of the box because I think that they're nicer actually here. Every time I open the door, I see them. These jars you've seen before. Again, I thought that these were going to belong in the kitchen. Maybe some of them will make their way back, but actually for now, they're proving really, really useful in this room. These are actually film props. They were used in the film The Colour Room about Clarice Cliff, and these were in her studio, and you'll see that I've got a few dotted around. Some of them have labels on, some of them don't, but I find it really useful to store things that I don't really want on display. It is beautiful. My mum bought this for Imogen. Imogen doesn't really have anywhere for her at the moment. The safest place to keep her is in the cupboard. This tray was a present from my best friend. She bought me this for my birthday. It's from Sarah London, who sell the most amazing candles. And on this tray, I've got all of my fragrances and also my vintage brooches. There's Jo Malone, 3 different Penhaligons, 2 Jo Malones. This is the one that I got in the M&S wellness kit, and actually this smells lovely. If I'm not going anywhere, this is the one that I tend to use. Little samples. Honestly, this is so nice each day to come into the shower room, open the cupboard up and decide what I feel like. Am I feeling like Hal Fatey or Cousin Flora? Whatever that one is. I don't have my glasses on, but it's really nice each day to pick my fragrance. Oh, that's lovely. So nice. I'm just going to linger a bit actually around the perfume because I don't want it to come across as I've got this and I've got this. I think really what I'm trying to say is everything in here has a memory, whether it's something that I was given for my birthday, something I won, beautiful soaps that were a really romantic, thoughtful gesture from Mark. Everything in here seems to evoke a memory. And whilst I was chatting to you, I can remember that that was from my recent trip to Woodbridge. This is one that Rowan actually got in an auction box and she asked me if I'd like it, which I just think that's lovely. This little one was bought from a lovely lady on Fakenham Market who I love having a chat with. So everything I've got has a memory attached to it, even the perfumes. This one was given to me by a friend. It's a limited edition Jo Malone. This one, let me put my glasses on. No, I don't. Yes, I've got my glasses in my pocket. Can't remember the name. Artemisia, Penhaligon's Artemisia. Now this one actually came with a World of Interiors subscription, my first ever World of Interiors subscription, and it came as a free gift and it got me hooked on Penhaligon's. I love it. And then Cousin Flora was a fabulous present from a friend. Unfortunately, Cousin Flora is now discontinued, but I love her. I would say that I use her sparingly, but you can see that I don't. Any opportunity to spritz on Cousin Flora, I'm on it. Halfeti is my most recent one. That was a Christmas present from my mum and dad. This Jo Malone was actually one that my friend gave me. Every month I go out with my friend and we give each other a little gift. She gave me this, almost as empty as this. I have used it a bit. I think somebody had given it to her because they weren't getting on with it. She wasn't particularly getting on with it and was using it just as a room spray. And then she saw me talking about Jo Malone and thought that I might like it, which I do. It looks perfect on my perfume cupboard. This little one here was from an event that I went to in Norwich at Gerald's. We went away with a little goodie bag and this came. That just reminds me of a very happy day. And so it goes on. In fact, this one was, I got this only a couple of days ago. I was in Stamford with Rowan. We popped into Jo Malone. There's a new male fragrance that's out and Tom Hardy is plastered around Jo Malone. He's the man behind the fragrance and we were sniffing it up. Honestly, looking at the black and white picture of Tom Hardy obviously helps, but this was really nice. And the lovely shop assistant asked if we'd like to take away a sample. So that's that one. I've got more Penhaligons here. That was another Christmas present from my mum and dad. I think they know that I like Penhaligons. These are the little ones that I take away on holiday. And so it goes on. Every time I come to the cupboard, I pick a different fragrance every day depending on how I feel. But every time I spritz some perfume on, it just conjures up a really lovely memory. I'm sure you won't believe it when I tell you that even my soap jars have happy memories attached to them. We bought the sweet jars, the vintage sweet jars, a long time ago at a vintage fair. Thought they were really nice. I was just waiting for an opportunity to use them. Again, I probably thought that they were going to go into my pantry, but as soon as we put this in place, I knew that I was going to fill them with soaps. Now, every time we go somewhere nice, if I see a nice soap, I will buy a nice soap and pop it in here. We do use them all. Just grab one. In fact, I need to take one out to put on the sink. So just grab one and put it out. But I buy a new soap, pop it in the jar, and then when we need a new one, I can just come and grab one. And they all have a memory associated with it. That's the soap on the ropes. That one will be going into the shower. More recent one, I picked this up for Mark. This one was only from TK Maxx, but we're desperate to go to Portugal. If I put that in the soap jar, every time we go to grab the soap, we'll remember that we must plan our trip to Portugal. And that was my recent Waitrose purchase that I told you about last week, the Greek olive fig. So good. I've got 2 sweet jars, one full of soap, one looking as though it needs a bit of a top up. Without a doubt, this is the cupboard that brings me a moment of joy every day with my daily rituals. Every time I hop in the shower, I come to this tray. In the morning, I tend to use the White Company flowers with the body lotion too. I just come to the cupboard, open the doors, grab it, take it with me to the shower. You'll see that I have extra in reserve. And then in the evening, I use the Greek olive fig fragrance with the body lotion too. And it feels so luxurious to come and take it and pamper myself. Moving down to the next shelf, it's just the same again. I've got lovely things to choose from. L'Occitane shower oil, Penhaligon's body lotion, which is nearly empty. This is one of my weekly treats where I take the Aesop Elios Nourishing Body Cleanser into the shower. I love Aesop. That smells amazing and makes my skin feel so nice. The bubble bath here that I take away with me if I'm going somewhere where I know there's a bath, because currently, although I have 3 in my garden, I don't have any in the house. This is Rowan's Little Corner, Billie Eilish Perfume, and Rowan's Jo Malone English Pear and Sweet Pea. Keep my razor in this little French pot, and just various other pamper things. Here my bangles are waiting for a proper home. A cupboard full of memories, a cupboard full of moments of joy. This is where the luxury and pamper happens. I love the cabinet that we bought at auction. I love the contents, and I really like the process of buying things and choosing things to put in here, and knowing, as a practical person, knowing even if they are slightly indulgent, that I will use each and everything in there. I hope you enjoyed that quick tour around my cabinet of curiosities, and I will see you next time for Elegantly Knackered Sunday. Bye for now.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned where I had sometimes played chess. And when I'm